fans from all around the world. Welcome to Laugh Through the Turbulence, a New York Jets podcast, the show that delivers you all your Jets content. Here are your hosts, John, Adnan, and Monty. All the best to the New York Jet fans. J-E-T-S, Jets, 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 go Jets.
All right, welcome to Laugh Through the Turbulence, a New York Jets podcast. We're your hosts, John, Adnan, and Monty.
What's up?
It is draft week.
Let's go.
It is every Jets fan's favorite time of the year. It's a sense of hope that we can get with a new player, only to be followed by our eventual demise and laughing in our faces, and then have everyone making fun of us.
I don't know. I think it's hard to go wrong this year. So hopefully.
Yeah, we did save ourselves in 2022 with a historically great draft, right? Brees was, Brees. No one really made the Pro Bowl besides Sauce, right? In terms of true eligibility, right? But Garrett Wilson was an alternate in his first year. Jermaine Johnson was an alternate last year, and Brees Hall, for some reason, didn't get a Pro Bowl nod last year. Well, this year, last year or the year before because of the injury. But yeah, a very historical draft. But how are we feeling about this week, boys? And how are the Knicks doing, Adnan? Since I know that's an important game.
I'm all decked out in Knicks today.
Gotta know this is a Jets podcast, but also gotta support our other local teams. Huge
New
Knicks
York
fan.
brethren.
Yeah, they're getting it's been a dicey beginning of the game, but I'm hoping they'll turn it around here. So if you do see me a little bit distracted or you hear me a little distracted, that is why. I will try to keep the non-Jet stuff to a minimum, but just want to give that disclaimer before we jump in.
No, that's
Monty,
fair. I watched the last game. I mean, I'm a Knicks fan too, just not like I don't have a Knicks podcast to be fair or anything like that. Either do you. So we're equally the same on that one. But I mean, I will say this: Robinson was freaking huge against the
Robinson.
Slowing him down enough is all you need to do.
Yeah. What were you about to say?
Josh Hart. I was going to say, Monty. Why don't you kick us off with the Zach Wilson trade?
Yeah. So it seems that we've finally rid ourselves or parted ways with Zach Wilson, to the happiness of many. But at the same time, it's kind of a little bit of a bittersweet situation. So per who was it that reported? Was it Schechter? Or who do we have? Who do we get?
It's everybody. Everyone was reporting it.
Yeah, so but anyway, so it's just it's out there. We've traded picks with the Denver Broncos. We actually did a pick swap. We took their 6th round picks, and now the Jets have 2 6th round picks, and they have taken our 7th in exchange for Zach Wilson. And I believe we are paying a portion of his salary in upwards excess of $2 million. Anyone have the exact number of how much we're paying on his salary?
It's about $2.5 million.
I thought it was 2.7.
That's the cap savings the Jets have.
Or it's 2.75 because I think they're splitting
5.5 million and change is what we save, but we are paying, I think, 5 and change on that $11 million cap hit.
There you go. Yeah. So it's definitely a lot better than us having to hang on to Zach, having that specter over our shoulder, the possibility of him maybe starting again if, God forbid, we're down 2 quarterbacks, God forbid, at any point this season. And, all of that is just, is behind us. Finally, we can kind of, I feel we can spiritually move on from that dark time and that dark era in our offense. I think between the new logos and between parting ways with Zach and the imagery that all that kind of encapsulates, I think it's a good push towards the future for us. What do you guys think? John, how are you feeling about it?
Bittersweet. I mean, it needed to happen, because you're going to need to use that cap space more effectively, right? That's basically what this thing is. So that makes sense. And realistically, you weren't going to see any Zach Wilson this year, right? Unless Armageddon strikes again for some reason.
Right.
Bruce Willis style. You know, they have to send 2 up, one gets lost, and they have to make a jump over a canyon and all that stuff. and what's his face? Who's the guy that's always in every movie from Boardwalk Empire?
Buscemi.
Buscemi, yeah, freaking out and saying, you know, and me owing like $600,000 to a bookie, but like, you know, he spent it all on a stripper. Yeah. Anyway,
that sounds like someone I know.
Sounds like someone. Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Yeah, I think it's
sounds like someone I know.
Anyway, I will say that it's been the thing. I think Zach improved a lot last year. It just was really bad circumstances. There's flashes of him being absolutely great and absolutely dog shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I remember I was at the Houston game, right? None of you, I don't think either of you guys were with me at the Houston game. Is that right? No,
Yeah.
But anyway, I mean, it was miserable that day, and he was lights out perfect in that game, right? Didn't make a mistake and was making up for bad line play and all that. And I think Sean Payton might be the right guy to take him and try to fix him, right? If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm scared that he's just going to end up being great over there, right? And good for him being closer to home now because he's from Utah. That's pretty much right there, you know. So you know, Zach Wilson's mom's friends are all up for grabs again.
Oh my God.
Which is what it's one thing I loved about him, that he was like he knew what he wanted, right?
Zach Milson, as I called him.
Yeah, moms know how to handle a man, right? Yeah. So like, you know, like so that part of me is a little upset about it, but you know,
that part of you is a little upset about it.
So hide your moms, you know, Denver locals, Denver residents.
Yeah, hide your moms.
Definitely hide your moms, hide your kids. Yeah.
I think, John, what you said is, I think, the most pertinent thing here in terms of where he landed. And guys, correct me if I'm wrong, but when we were going over Zach Wilson destinations, I don't think we really mentioned Denver that much. And from what I saw, they'd been working on this trade for a month or two to try to figure this out. And I think from a Zach Wilson perspective, personally, you know, I hope he goes there and I hope he does great things. I think, you know, Zach coming to the Jets and not being successful, it was partly the Jets and partly Zach. Connor Hughes is a big proponent of the fact that it's not necessarily Zach Wilson as much as it is that the Jets should not have drafted Zach Wilson second overall, which I do tend to agree with as well. I think additionally, looking at where he went, I mean, yes, Sean Payton, he absolutely needed to go to an offensive coach, but I think even furthermore, it's that quarterback room is garbage. It's Stidham.
He might start
DiNucci, right? Like, even if they draft a quarterback, it may be a guy like Penix or Bo Nix who may need some time. So yes, Monty, Zach could start for Denver, which I did not even think was a realistic possibility for him going into this whole trade scenario. So I think that, you know, the trade needed to happen. I think it worked out well for both parties. The Jets moved up 50 some odd spots in the draft, right? From like 653 to 603.
Didn't we have Mr. Irrelevant?
Had Mr. Irrelevant. I don't know. That's not the
we kept Mr. Irrelevant. Yeah.
We kept Mr. Irrelevant. Okay.
It was the Jets' highest seventh round pick for their highest sixth rounder. So moved up 50 spots in the draft, you know, and you get another flyer on someone who may not be in that, you know, undrafted free agency spot. So I think all in all, good trade. We're able to split some of the money, which really helps. And yeah, I mean, I think it's a fresh start for both sides. And I hope Zach, you know, ends up on a better Geno Smith trajectory, right? It'll be interesting when the Jets play him this year if he's the starting quarterback. I think if anyone knows how to stop him, it's this defense, but definitely going to be an interesting season for him and Denver.
Yeah, you know, it's worth pointing out, you know, I've heard some you know, some grumblings from some Denver fans and, you know, from some Zach Wilson fans in our fan base and whatnot saying, why would Sean Payton do this? Blah blah blah. It's not a good. It's not a good move. This and that. Let's not forget. It's worth mentioning that how he felt about Nathaniel Hackett. And maybe he thinks that he's, superior to Hackett. I mean, I'm pretty sure he has a very high opinion of himself in comparison to Nathaniel Hackett. He might be like, hey, look, this guy couldn't get it done with him. I think, I can. And, he's definitely going to, I think he is a better guy.
It's an ego thing at this point for Sean Payton.
Yeah, I think it might be an ego thing.
I like that.
First of all, I don't think there's
like
anybody...
how big of an FU would it be if he got Zach to be functional as a starter?
Listen, I don't think there's anybody who pays attention to football that doesn't think Sean Payton is a better offensive mind than Nathaniel Hackett, right?
Yeah.
And I think that anybody who looks at this, I don't think it's everybody believes that. And I also think Mike LaFleur is a superior mind to Nathaniel Hackett, right? So this isn't a thing where it's Hackett couldn't get it done, but Payton could. Payton could get it done with most quarterbacks in the NFL, right? So to me, it isn't.
Couldn't get it done with Russell Wilson, though.
I mean, he made Russell Wilson much better. If you look at his numbers with Hackett and Wilson, I just think the point with Wilson is he wasn't a Payton guy, which
I
is
think Russell Wilson does better this year without, so if you want to take that as a friendly bet, I think Russell Wilson has better numbers this year than he did with Payton.
Yeah, I mean, I think.
What were Russell Wilson's numbers last year? I want to take this bet.
Yeah, let's see.
Let's see. I want yards, touchdowns, and interceptions.
Russell Wilson's stats.
Oh,
so we got he had 3,070 yards, 26 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions with a 98 passer rating.
That's not a bad season, man. I don't know if he'll be better this year with Pittsburgh. I don't know.
Basically 3,000 yards. And how many games did he play? Because he missed some games, right?
Yeah, he played. I'll tell you in a second. He played 15 games last year.
Okay.
So he missed 2 games.
Basically 100. That's like
he played 15 games and he went. They went 7-8, or he went 7-8 as
3,070 yards. That's what you said it was.
Yeah.
So he averaged 150 yards a game in the air in a city that is known for its elevation, being able to air the ball out. Well, that's pretty hot garbage. Oh, I got a special guest for you guys.
Who we got?
His camera's not on, so I guess I gotta wait. Yeah,
okay.
You can put your camera on. All right, it's Tom.
Tom from MySpace?
Oh, Tom from Tom's Place. Out in Hampton, New York.
How's it going, Mr. Malios?
How you doing, Mr. Malios?
No last name. No last names.
How you guys doing?
All right, Tom.
Doing well. Just getting into
we're
this
talking
Jets
about
play.
the Zach Wilson trade. What do you think about the Zach Wilson trade?
I was just watching Colin Hurd with Tom, who is it, Marciano, one of the guys. We just reported it.
Yeah.
And I don't know. They think Peyton may be able to work something out, with Zach.
Possible.
They mentioned that Robert Saleh mentioned, he does a lot of good places, but he just doesn't, make the the layups. So who the hell knows, with Peyton there, maybe he'll just look, do exactly what I say. Don't putz around. Don't screw around. If you don't have the long throw the little, to the running back and everything.
Yeah, well, it didn't work out with Russell Wilson. You thought he could do it. So,
but we're talking about a 34-year-old guy, who knows his own ways and will not follow instructions or anything.
Fair point.
I love the don't putz around. I feel like that's the best.
That's
the best way to describe it.
Yeah, Russell was changing too many things. He just wasn't doing what he was told to do.
Yeah.
So I guess
that's fair.
Zach's and he's closer to Utah now, so he's back near his family, which is great, and his mom's friends and all that stuff. So.
You know what? This guy made a point that apparently Zach's tape was better than Lawrence's. Trevor's, and they were really thinking that he could possibly go number 1 overall. A lot of people were talking about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
at the time when he was drafted, that was
San
definitely.
Francisco was looking to trade up with Joe Douglas, and Joe said no after he saw that throw that everyone remembers in his pro day.
Yeah. All I know is, the Jets could have had Trevor Lawrence, but they had to go win, huh?
I know.
2 wins. It took 2 wins back to back. Rams and
but it
the
was
Browns
the one
both made the playoffs
against
that year. So weird, right?
It was the one against the Raiders.
No, they lost the Raiders game. The Hail Mary at the end when Greg Williams sent the blitz on the last play for the Hail Mary.
That's
Rams.
right.
And then he got fired.
Absolutely sabotaged them.
I don't know.
He knew it was right. He knew it was up. He's like, we ain't winning with this. We need a quarterback.
Yep.
Anyway,
So who do you
go
guys
ahead.
think the Jets are going to take this year?
Well, if you watch the rest of the show, you can find out.
Yeah, we'll talk. We talk more about it. We've been talking
Like
about
and subscribe.
Edwards,
How about you like and subscribe?
they're going to do whatever, your quarterback, wants. If he wants his father drafted, they're going to draft his father.
That's fair. I
All
agree.
right. Fair enough. All right, Tom, appreciate it. I'm kicking you out.
Tom, it was a pleasure. Thank you for coming on.
Is Sally going to make it through this year? Or
Yes, he is.
Listen,
I think so.
Listen,
I think so.
My 2 predictions as of the Monday before the draft: Jets are winning the division, and Salah's going to be coach of the year.
I don't know about winning division, but I think if we do get to the playoffs, even he'll be coach of the year. I think he can get, or at least be a runner-up.
The only that scares me, is our quarterback has 2 Achilles tendon, and he still has a good one, So
yeah,
that's
why we want to align.
He'll go about 2 plays this time before he does any injury to himself.
He'll get at least 3 this time.
Yeah.
Or actually, I'm sorry, it would be 5 this time. 2 series.
But we got Tyrod Taylor just in case, so I think we're good to go.
Yeah.
He's a good quarterback. Mm-hmm. Sometimes he just thinks he's better than he is. If he just kind of settles down a little bit. All right, guys. I hope you make it big.
Thank you, Tom. We appreciate you.
The Jets podcast.
Yeah, glad to have you on, Tom.
Amazing. Yeah, thank you for coming on. Appreciate you. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Awesome. That was I love that he said just don't putz around. That's the best. That's amazing. I love it. Just the best analysis. Right?
That was my dad, in case anyone figured it out, but whatever.
Yeah,
really wanted to come on.
That's funny.
Yeah, we try not using last names here, Monty. There's a reason why he put it Tom. So
like
way to go. Now I'm gonna get weird requests from guys.
There's no one stalking you, John. I promise you.
Right. I'm just gonna get weird requests from guys asking for feet pics and shit like that.
Oh my god.
Good. I hope so. Because then you can tell the stories and we'll get more views. So I'm totally okay.
You know what? Fair. If you guys want to see my feet, go to my OnlyFans.
All right. Let's stop getting off the rails here. Back to Zach. Any I guess some final words, before we move on to our next topic involving Marvin Harrison Jr. trade rumors.
Yeah. Real quick about Zach. I think Monty's right. I think this might be an ego thing at this point. But also, we didn't expect Denver to be the team, right?
Agreed.
Which we said too, which is interesting. But But you know what? We should have thought of them after the Russell Wilson trade. That should have been a team on our radar for this.
Yeah, it should have, and especially with the garbage quarterback room that they have, it's definitely something that Zach can hopefully take advantage of. And that's what you want.
They're in a full rebuild, right? Let's just be totally honest. Denver's in absolute rebuild mode right now. I mean, they lost so many draft picks to Seattle just to fail with Russell Wilson. They have. What's the cap hit on Russell Wilson? It's ridiculous, right?
It's I think 30-something million. It's the highest cap hit. It's the highest dead money hit in NFL history.
Yeah, so they're in full rebuild mode. I mean, they let Jerry Jeudy go. I mean, basic. I will say this: the rebuild, if it works with Zach, will be a lot faster with Zach than it would be with another rookie, right? So they may just roll with Zach, see what happens. I'm trying to think who the quarterbacks from next year's draft class, but maybe if it busts with Zach, they're gonna get a high pick, right? So basically they'll just drop the quarterback next year in a less quarterback needy draft,
like
right?
who, like Sanders, Shador Sanders.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's options out there. I mean, I don't think. I mean, we still don't know because, like, you see a year play out, and then like all of a sudden Zach Wilson pops up to number 2, right?
Yeah, but
So,
those are the guys that usually bust outside of like Joe Burrow, who I don't know. He did kind of come out of nowhere, but outside of that, guys that fly up the draft boards, I think they usually do bust. So it's going to be interesting to see what they can actually do. But I'm glad to have this Zach saga behind them, and now
Me
hopefully
too,
Well,
so
both
much.
parties
just
move on
for
to bigger and better things.
yeah, just for context, who do you think would be in the market for drafting a quarterback next year? Right? If you got to think about it, right? So like the Giants, maybe if they don't get one this year, right, and they're done with Daniel Jones, right? The rest of the NFC East is going to be locked. The NFC
Yeah.
South will pretty much be locked.
Well,
as
Dallas. Well, let's actually think about the NFC East. Dallas is letting the Dak thing play out. If they don't re-sign him, they could be,
They could be,
the
but they'll
market
be
as well.
drafting too high to really get a quarterback over Denver, right?
The Saints, because Carr will be in his last year next year.
Yeah,
It'll be the
Saints.
right
We'll
time.
have one more year, and there'll be some dead cap.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, but that would be a good time for
Carr's
them.
a 4-year deal. He's a 4-year deal, with
But
2 years
also-
of full guaranteed, and then another year where it's like there's some guaranteed left over.
But I also think this exercise is a little tough because things change so much, right? So we have no idea who's really going to be in the market for a quarterback, honestly, outside of Denver, if they don't take one this year, right? And so I've seen some mocks that have come out that have them not taking a quarterback. So who knows? So I think it's an interesting conversation to maybe have,
Next year.
in December, right? Yeah, exactly. So John, you want to navigate us through Marvin Harrison Jr.?
Yeah, so basically Connor Hughes was the one that it's a rumor, but he had a mock draft where he had the Jets trading up to get Marvin Harrison Jr. But basically what he is echoing is that if Marvin Harrison Jr. doesn't go at pick 4, both the Giants and the Jets will potentially trade up to get him or go aggressively to get Marvin Harrison Jr., which I think is very interesting. Just because it's Marvin Harrison Jr. I think that's the surest thing in this draft, right? But everyone in there, like, at any position, right? Definitely quarterback's always a mystery, right? Alt's probably a sure thing at this point, right? To be fair. Byron Murphy, who I really like, I think is a sure thing too. But I think of all the receivers, Marvin Harrison Jr. is the most likely to succeed and be special, right? Yep. So it's kind of interesting that do the Jets, what do you guys think if Marvin Harrison Jr. starts falling a little bit for some odd reason? Like say Monty was right, that the Cardinals decided to go with Neighbors instead of Marvin Harrison Jr. What do you think? Do you think that's a possibility?
I mean, listen, that was kind of, more of a mix of me. I actually don't even really, even though I did that in that mock, I don't even really believe that that's going to happen. I think whoever is the first to need a receiver is going to take Marvin Harrison Jr., and that's that. I think that he is, when you have that kind of height, that kind of speed, you have that kind of production for that long, and then you have the pedigree. You know what I mean? Like I happen to be a big believer in pedigree. When you come from, someone like Marvin Harrison Jr., like he watched his dad just be one of the best receivers like ever for years with one of the best quarterbacks ever. He knows what it takes. Like growing up around something is so hugely important to people who are good at that thing later on. Like if you're second generation of something elite like that, like, there's a lot to that, So I think that, whoever needs a receiver, they're picking, Marvin Harrison, whoever's the first available. So, what's that, 4 picks in that happens. So I don't love this whole, trade up idea. I think we're going to have to give up a bunch, and I think we're already doing very well at the receiver position. I think Rodgers elevates our guys enough. I don't know that we need all the pass catchers. I mean, look at who won the Super Bowl last year, right? The Kansas City Chiefs, with absolute garbage, and their wide receiver one was so bad he's a meme. Like their room was trash. They didn't have
well, he's in legal trouble right now. Actually,
yeah,
their wide
and
receiver.
yeah, and they didn't even have one single pass catcher over 1,000 yards last year. So like
Kelsey,
you don't
right?
Kelsey didn't crack 1,000 last year. Kelsey was like 950 or something like that.
Yeah, he was a
980.
All right, but
yeah,
still,
for
like
sure,
you know,
Still, he still wasn't 1,000-yard receiver, and that's Kelsey. You know what I mean? He had to.
he missed a couple.
He missed a couple games, had an off year. He would have. But anyway, what I'm saying is they didn't even have a single 1,000-yard pass catcher, and they won the Super Bowl, right?
Well,
So
do you have Mahomes?
yeah, they do have Mahomes, and that's great, but they also have a great O-line. They also have a great pass rush. They have great coaching. I'm just saying there's other things that go into winning a Super Bowl. You don't need 50 amazing pass catchers on your team to be able to win. We have Garrett Wilson. I think Rodgers elevates Conklin. I think Rodgers elevates Lazard. We have Mike Williams, who he's pretty damn great at football. He just needs to stay healthy. And then, oh yeah, that guy Brees Hall, who led the entire league in receiving yards, he's pretty good at football too. So I just, for one, I'm just not like, I don't think we're starved for these like pass catchers. I don't know how much, like you can only throw the ball to one person at a time, right? You can't throw the ball to three people at once. It is great to have multiple guys getting open. That's why we got Mike Williams for, and I think Lazard is elevated enough as evidenced by his entire history with Rodgers as a receiver. He's good enough of a wide receiver 3-4 type guy to play third fiddle to Williams and Wilson with Rodgers at the helm. So I'm okay with it. I'm okay if we get a pass catcher. I just think we don't need to be doing any crazy shit, getting cute, trading up, doing all this stuff to get these guys where, when, we have so many questions still at the O-line, in my opinion.
Cool. Adnan, I'll let you go. Go for it.
Yeah, I think, one of the things that I've said, right? These guys that you're talking, Marvin Harrison, Malik Neighbors, Rome Odunze, right? To me, they are number one alpha type receivers. The Jets already have that in Garrett Wilson, right? What they need are guys that are complementary and threatening enough to where a defense says we can't double team Wilson and roll our coverage to him. Because if we do, this guy is going to make us pay, right? So what you need are receivers talented enough to go ahead and just take a little bit of pressure off of Wilson, and he's going to be a top 3 receiver in the NFL this season, right?
Question for you guys real quick. Sorry to cut you up, but question because just while it's on the top of my head. Who do you think of the wide receivers that are, available in this draft? Which ones do you think are actually better than Garrett Wilson?
None. I don't think any of them are. I don't think
you can
Marvin
say any
Harrison,
of them are.
Or going to be then. You know what I mean?
I don't think any of them will. I think he has potential to be the best receiver in the NFL, right? I don't think anybody in this draft will be better than Garrett Wilson. That's just my.
I'd argue Harrison and maybe Neighbors, but I don't know. I think
I don't buy it for a second. I don't because
I wouldn't say I don't buy it. I say this: Garrett Wilson can very easily be the top receiver in the league.
And that's what I'm saying. I don't know
already. But in terms of pure talent, I think Marvin Harrison Jr. and Neighbors can be that type, right? Will they? Argue probably not, just because it's still a transition from college to pro, right? But do they have the talent to do it? Yes. I just don't. Well, I think they do it. Probably not. Of the two who has the best shot, it's the guy that comes from daddy.
Well, what I also think though is we've seen what Garrett Wilson has done. We've all said it with this garbage quarterback play, right? Mm-hmm. And so to see what he can be with, forget about great quarterback.
Yeah, it's the first drive Giants,
even average QB,
right? Exactly, John. The drive against the Giants in the preseason game, right? So, and I think that's an interesting question, Monty. But I think the crux of it is like, in terms of positional need, again, I use this term a lot, in terms of asset allocation, right? Do you want to allocate all of these assets to the wide receiver position, right? Or do you want to say we have, like you said, 3 receivers, Tyler Conklin, Breece Hall, with Aaron Rodgers? I think that's more than enough. It's more than enough. But what you cannot replace is if Tyron Smith gets hurt. If Tyron Smith misses his customary 5 games a season, right? That's just my only concern with this team, honestly, is that. So I just think that, like, going up to get a receiver, you'll have to sacrifice assets, and I just think those assets are better used to move back into the first or move into the second, instead of moving up into the first and then not having, assets to move around later in the draft. So that's how I look at it.
Yeah, I think that's the right call. I mean, like, it'd be a nice little dream if we could get that too, and then you'd be set at wide receiver for a very long time, right? Like, because Garrett Wilson will get extended, right? And so will basically everyone from the 2022 draft class will get extended, right? And you wouldn't have to worry about Mike Williams after this year because Mike Williams is on a 1 year, right? And obviously Lazard, if that doesn't pan out, you can cut bait with him after this year as well. So, like, yeah, I think it's the right call to just pass on that, unless it falls to you at 10. If it falls to you on 10, all right, here's
that's different, right?
If you have, for some reason, let's say Marvin Harrison Jr. gets caught with a gas mask, right? And basically, if we want, because artificial intelligence is so great, we could fake it on the internet and send it out, right? And scare the hell out of teams.
Let's not do that. That is not what Laugh Through the Turbulence stands for. We are an upstanding group of citizens, and we want to get Marvin Harrison the right way, not by planting some bogus story.
Hey, I'm any means necessary over here.
Yeah, that's we don't need to be doing that stuff. But I do agree, John. I think your overall point is if he's available at 10, you run that car to the podium. Right?
So
oh my God,
so I can't. So this is not right. I mean, it could be any MHJ,
Yeah,
right?
listen. Left Through the Turbulence does not condone or endorse
I don't think
this
that
behavior.
doesn't even matter that much anymore.
I don't think it does, man. I don't think it does.
It's not the days of
Laramie Tunsil,
or like Ricky Williams,
or your boy from the Browns. Josh Gordon.
Yeah.
Josh Gordon. Now a used car salesman. Now I
mean, Josh Gordon could be the most talented receiver physically that we've ever seen.
Yeah, I know.
No.
It was such a shame.
Calvin Johnson was physically the most talented. Well, I got a Randy Moss, right?
T.O. too.
But with that said,
I think that's the Mount Rushmore wide receivers: Jerry Rice, Calvin Johnson, Randy Moss, T.O. I think that's the Mount Rushmore.
I don't know about T.O.
No, he has to. T.O.'s got to be on there, bro. He's got to be on there. Dude,
I don't know.
He's built like a friggin' action figure, and he just caught so many passes.
Garrett Wilson is number 4 on that list for me. Right?
God, I hope so.
Dude, I can't tell you
I hope so.
How impressed I am with him, how impressive he is, the way he carries himself, the way he plays football. He's going to go down, in my opinion, as the best receiver in Jet history.
Oh, I think so too.
I
would agree with that.
And you've had some good ones, right? Don Maynard, obviously, Al Toon. You've had some pretty good receivers, but I just think he's going to be better than all of them. I'm such a big fan. I'm getting his number 5 jersey. Right before the season, I'll probably wear it to the home opener, and that's my guy.
Yeah, we're gonna get schedule released pretty soon too. By the way,
I think May 9th or 11th. So coming up.
Okay, so now I guess we want to do another couple mock drafts while we're at it, right? And I guess we'll do this through PFF again, right? We're good with that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so let me present the screen. Share screen. Okay, here we go. Okay, so here we go. We have this again. I'm going to set the speed to fast versus turbo. Okay. I'm going to do 7 rounds. We're just going to do the Jets. We're going to do this a couple times so we can see some different scenarios, right, with the rest of the board. And basically, hopefully everything's updated in PFF to account for the trade that happened today. If not, I guess we'll have 2 ending 7th round picks, right? Okay, so here we go. We're entering the draft. We're going to start the draft, right? It never goes this fast. We know that. So on the clock, here we go. It is still going pretty fast. Okay, so here we go. Look at the board again. Caleb, Drake, Marvin Harrison Jr. went to the Patriots in this situation. Neighbors, Odunze. Oh, yeah. Did you guys see, by the way, the Antonio Brown rumor on the Chargers trading with the Vikings, Justin Herbert for Darashaw and their first rounders? And
I did not.
So they can draft JJ McCarthy, basically.
Yeah.
If it happens, Adnan, you got to eat it because I know you said it was never going to happen. But
listen. I'm sorry. I just don't think you can trust AB on NFL trades. You know,
and, he's not is he even an insider? Because anything you tell him is subject to just be told to the entire planet. Like, I would not trust.
I understand, but I will say this: I want Antonio Brown to be right. To be totally fair,
I mean, listen. If he's right and that trade happens, I mean, that will be seismic, right? And I mean, look, I'll be shocked. I'll give him all the respect in the world if he's right, but I'll say that I was wrong. I just don't see it.
I would not trust. I would not trust AB with my bike lock code.
Yeah. I want Antonio Brown to be right for this reason. Well, one would be bad because we'd have to play Justin Herbert because we're playing the Vikings this year, right? But 2, I want the guy who saw a picture of Sidney Sweeney and said, "What's your throat game like?" to basically be right. The same source. So
I don't think he's. I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think so. All right. Anyway, so this draft is fucking stupid. It had Brock Bowers going to the Falcons when they just spent 4th overall on that. So I almost want to restart this fucking thing.
So listen, why don't we do this, guys? Why don't we plug in our mock draft, right? The 9 that we had. Let's plug that in and start at 10, and then go with like the Bowers and then the tackle.
Yeah, it's fine.
The tackle picks and then go from there because
and I don't think we need to do full 7 rounds, right? Because we're kind of really more focused on first 3 and how that plays out, right? First 3 or 4.
Well, we only have 2 picks.
Yeah, so we don't need the.
All right, how about this? We'll go to the end of day 2.
Okay, so 4.
All right. 4th round. All right, so we're gonna go here again. All right, so here we go. Enter the draft. Start the draft. Okay, so we took Caleb here. We went. Where is Daniels? Right, that's what we went next. Right. Well, he went down on this board. Right. Is that just me? Here we go. Jace Daniels. Okay.
It's like 21st. Interesting.
Yeah, I want racist with the Patriots. Needed a white guy. There we go. Okay, we went neighbors here. We went Marvin Harrison Jr. here. Now, Dunze was the next pick, right? And then we took Joe Alt as a Titans fan, right? I took Dallas Turner for the Falcons. Wow, he dropped 2. There we go. Then over here, we went the other, the Florida State kid, right? Verse, yeah. Okay, and then on the clock was us. We took Fuaga in the end, right? That was what we did.
Yeah, because we all agreed that was like the compromise between us was Fuaga.
Yeah. Okay. So we took Fuaga. All right. Clock continues. Okay. So here we go. Cardinals back on the clock. Let's see what just went real quick, just for kicks in this round, right? JJ McCarthy. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. They went cornerback. Byron Murphy, Latham went to the Saints. Bowers went to the Colts. All right, Fashanu, Seahawks. That's smart. Arnold, Latu, Patani went to the Rams. That's interesting. Cooper DeJean. Okay, Brian Thomas to the fucking Dolphins. Another receiving threat.
Oh, wow. Jesus, that would be terrible.
That we don't want that.
And the Eagles got another receiver in this mix. That's interesting too. Mims went here. Wiggins went there. Okay, Newton. Payton. Okay, so Cardinals on the clock. They probably need everything possible, right? You guys want to go Kool-Aid? Because that's kind of, or actually Jackson Powers would probably be the right call here, right?
The center, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great name, by the way. Jackson Powers Johnson. A guy with 3 last names in his name,
Yeah.
Yeah, here we go. We got the Patriots back on the clock. They need They didn't go quarterback, right? Because we did
No,
give
they
them
went.
quarterback.
We gave
Wow,
Drake,
Knicks and
yeah.
Penix went this far, huh?
Yeah, I don't know if I think that would happen in real life, but
It'd be really interesting. Do you think
not both of
these
them.
two lasted this far, do you think the Jets would potentially trade up for one of them?
Trade up for one? Oof.
In the second, yeah.
Trade for Knicks or Penix?
No.
Is that what you asked?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, if they fall, if they fell to us in the third, I think they obviously won't. But I'm saying they wouldn't do it then.
Okay, fair enough. All right, so what do the Patriots need? A wide receiver, right? So best wide receiver available, right, is going to be Coleman.
Keon Coleman. Oof, that's
or Roman Wilson. I know you like Roman Wilson, Adnan.
Yeah, I love Roman Wilson, but I mean,
Drake May and Keon Coleman would be dangerous, though.
Yeah, I think if we're just going to
do, you don't think so?
I don't believe. Listen, I'm a Florida State fan, and I don't believe Keon Coleman's going to be a good receiver in the NFL.
I thought you were a Hurricanes fan.
No. I loathe the.
Remember we went to the Hurricanes Wisconsin game.
I was hoping Wisconsin won, and they smashed Miami.
They did. That was a miserable game to go to. They bet
$100. It was cool.
We had good seats, though.
The seats were awesome. Right. Yeah, we had good seats.
All right, so Coleman.
I think Coleman can be a great wide receiver too on a team. I don't know. I disagree.
All right, we're going Coleman. All right, Cardinals.
Yeah.
They already drafted a receiver, and we gave him a center, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And they need everything, right? Premium position. They're going to need a cornerback. So this, I don't know, San, whatever. Yeah, that's going their way. Okay. Commanders who are the protesters that changed the name back. Joe Morgan would be a great pick for him at this point, right? Jordan Morgan.
So he's really good. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Chargers. Go Chargers. Go. They need everything on offense.
I mean, I think their defense is pretty bad too.
They need everything. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
They take Guyton here.
Well, it's Rashawn Slater, probably, right? Because they don't have a bookend tackle, Sam. So I would go Guyton
it doesn't
here.
say they need a tackle, but
but it's also Harbaugh, man. That guy eats up front. So
he might take Roman Wilson here just to finish up that receiving room for a while.
And his Michigan guy, yeah, maybe.
I mean, we did give Marvin Harrison Jr.
He's not going to go. He's not going two recievers. He's not doing that. No chance.
Oh,
I would give him Guyton.
Guyton, all right.
Yeah, because I think he's an offensive line guy. So do I.
I like Fisk. Titans.
I like Fisk. He's all right.
Yeah. Okay. They need pretty much a lot.
Okay. I think I like that OT from Yale though, man. The Kieran. Oh my God.
Yeah, you're starting to get onto him too, right?
Yeah, but I think this is a little high for him though.
Yeah. You can get him in the third.
Yeah. Okay. They have tons of receivers. I don't know why it says wide receivers, so it's not going to happen. They don't need a tight end, right? They need an edge, right? So to complement Bud Dupree, is that right? Is he still there?
He is, yeah. I would go. I think Edge is a good move.
Isaac, okay, cool. Panthers, God help him, bro. God help him.
Everything. Just give him. I mean, might as well give him Knicks at this point. Who knows about
Washington?
About Bryce Young? Wait, right.
We don't have
you had Wilson there. Yeah, no. Fair. Okay, so that's right. Washington. Did we give him a safety? I think they didn't. They lose. They
last
lost
time we gave him two
Curl,
safeties,
right?
but let's give him Newman, right?
Yeah, because they lost Cam Curl, so that would be
Who do the Packers get with our pick? Ricky Pearlset. Oh, that's interesting.
I don't know if they go. I think they go defense, man. I think their receivers are really deep. I don't think they're going to go receiver or tight end.
Yeah, I agree with that. Okay. Falcons, we gave them an edge before. They probably need more D-line help, to be totally honest.
I think Fisk is perfect, man. I think Fisk is perfect here.
Yeah. Also, they need a cornerback to complement A.J. Terrell.
So would you go?
Yeah, because we just gave him edge, right?
Yeah. Fisk
you know what? Fisk is the play. Fisk is the play, right?
I think Fisk is the play.
All right, Raiders take a bunch. Giants are back on the board. We gave them. Maybe this is. The quarterbacks went, didn't they? Penix went to the Saints. That's interesting. Where did Bo Nix go? Oh, he went to the Raiders in the second round. Good for them. Wow. What did the Raiders get in the first? I'm just curious what they got in the first. Byron Murphy. Yeah, I really like Byron Murphy. I think he's really good. Okay, fair enough. So the quarterbacks are gone, basically. The Giants need everything. Maybe Jonathan Brooks to replace Saquon.
Saquon.
I just don't like coming off the ACL.
Oh, Brooks. Yeah.
Yeah. Could you go? Chris Jenkins.
I don't
would be
know. He's so
amazing
young.
there,
He's
man.
so young, and that doesn't really matter that much anymore.
Yeah, but I think in the
We
second
literally have
round-
Mike Williams coming off ACL.
Quorum.
Coming
I
our
mean,
team.
yeah, I would go Quorum here. If you're gonna go running back, I would give him Quorum.
Jags take a bunch of shit. Okay, Cardinals are back. All right, Cardinals are back. We gave them wide receiver, and we also gave them cornerback, and we gave them center. Okay, we did pretty good for the Cardinals. We did pretty good for them. Okay, they have a lot of picks. They really stocked up on the draft.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did. Good for them. Okay. I mean, they're in a full rebuild, but I think they're going to be a lot better eventually. I might take the over on them for the wins. But anyway, we gave him a center. I guess more O-line help would be cool, right? Because everything there is pretty much O-line. Well, wide receiver we took care of, center we took care of, so guard, D-line, and cornerback. So best available in that group. Phillips.
Yeah, I think if that's what they need. Yeah, let's go with
That's what they need. Okay, Washington back on the clock. We gave him safety before and quarterback, so you're gonna need an edge to replace Sweat and Young, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think I remember going Braswell with them.
Yeah. Okay. Patriots. Fuck the Patriots.
Well, dude, I give him the receiver, man. Did we give him a receiver yet? Oh yeah, we gave them. We gave
them
yeah.
Keon Coleman.
Yeah,
Keon Coleman. All right. Well, tackle and edge. They did lose. Did they lose anybody? They lost one of their guys, right? Trent Brown, right? He went to the
Yeah, they lost Trent Brown.
Right?
Do you want to?
Yeah. Coleman.
Yeah, I think let's give him the tackle.
Brandon
Coleman. All right, go Chargers. Go. All right, what do we got here? We gave him an edge. And did we give him an edge? Yeah, we did. And just want to make sure we gave the Chargers an edge. I love saying go Chargers. Go. Oh, we gave him Guyton. Okay, so they need an edge now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so best edge is Nealon.
Marshawn. I just like that name.
Or Colson, because this is a Harbaugh guy and they need a linebacker. Yeah, it's a Harbaugh guy, right? Yeah. Okay, I'm doing that. I have the mouse. I am the captain of the ship. Okay. Giants are back on.
Give them running back. I mean, they don't need an edge, that's for sure.
No, we gave him a running back already.
Yeah, we gave him a running back. They have a receiver.
They have edge. They probably need more tackle help.
I would go
Fisher.
Fisher.
I know we were hoping for that, but it's not going to happen. Okay. But also, we just took a tackle, so we're okay. Okay. On the clock, the Cardinals just give them cornerback help at this point, right? Did we just do that? God, they have
we did give him a corner. Yeah, I think
we gave him a cornerback. We gave them on pick 37. They got a lot of fucking picks, dudes. Okay, we gave him two cornerbacks. Whoops, and a center and a wide receiver. Wow, it's a lot. It's a lot.
I think we give him the best. Who's the best player available, right? I think we don't give him a receiver because they already took one.
How many picks do they freaking have?
They have a lot of picks. They traded a lot away for Houston to move up wherever they were to get to 3. Okay. You know what? D-line, I guess edge, right? Yeah, D-line means everything, right? Okay.
Yeah, and here is where the Jets are up. This is where we go Malachi Corley.
You like him?
Corley?
I've read so much about him. He's a sleeper guy. He's going to be really good, I think.
So who else do we got that's comparable there?
Well, he plays the slot.
Yeah, I think the other closest receiver is Jermaine Burton.
I did a little down here, I guess. Well, with the yards, right? And wow, look at the drop in the targets. Who was their quarterback, Western Kentucky, before?
Mike White played there. Is that what you're talking about?
No, I was thinking last year because I remember someone got drafted there last year really late. that probably explains why this all dropped, right? Yeah, I have a sad story about Western Kentucky. That was the game they played against East Central Michigan in the Bahamas Bowl. That was one of the best bets I ever made on Western Kentucky. They had like a 35-point lead, and they fucking coughed it up on a Hail Mary. And the team went for 2, and so they didn't cover, but they won. It was fucking miserable. Okay. Yeah. The Falcons, they just need everything, right? I give them a receiver. Yeah, we can give them a receiver, right? They don't need a running back for sure, right? Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, they have Robinson and Algier, so I don't think they need a running back.
All right. You want to give the Bears another receiver? Devontae Walker. Wow.
I mean, that's a yeah. I mean,
yeah, you need something to.
you need, and Allen's a little bit older, so yeah, I think you can go receiver here.
All right. Washington racial slurs is up. They need so much help. They just got Eckler. They just got quarterback.
Yeah, they don't need a running back. I don't think they need a receiver.
No. Well, they don't have Curtis Samuel anymore, right?
No, they don't, because he's on the
Buffalo.
Bills.
Yeah, and they have Dotson and McLaurin, right?
Yeah.
So they're not there.
I'd give them Johnny Wilson, man. He's a big receiver. Dotson and McLaurin are kind of on the smaller side,
Yeah, fair enough. I love McLaurin. I think he's great, but he's going to be one of like if the Jets don't fix quarterback, Garrett Wilson's going to follow his path, basically, right?
Well,
like basically, like Garrett Wilson, hidden by unlocked, is with Aaron Rodgers, right? But locked up, like Terry McLaurin has been in Washington, right? That's what I'm saying.
No,
I
hear you.
guys.
I hear you.
Yep.
Okay. Falcons. We gave him an edge already. We gave him a receiver. What else do they? I guess another corner. No, they don't need a cornerback. Wow, it gets really weird. I give him a guard, right? Just keep adding, right? Cooper, baby. Baby. All right. Let's see. Okay, Cardinals again. Of course, the Cardinals again. Just give him a safety to complement Budda Baker. Yeah, basically, we just want to get to the Jets, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Washington back on the clock.
Give them Trotter. They need defensive help.
Trotter? All right, fair enough. Yep, that'll be a nice guy to learn off of Bobby Wagner. Okay. Pats, fuck the Patriots. We gave them pretty much everything here except for edge, right? They could use edge at this point, right? Best edge available is all right, Brennan Jackson. Okay. All right, cool. Cardinals again. Yay. At this point, you can take best available. We gave him a center already, right? Are they still happy on McBride?
Yes, they are. He's supposed to. Yeah, he's gonna be really good. So I don't think you would go tight end there at this point in the draft for that.
How about the mahogany fine wood? Yeah.
Yeah, they could use offensive line help. Yeah.
Go Chargers, go. Okay. Total rebuild. They need a tight end. Give him a tight end, right? Yep, that'd be cool. All right. Titans on the clock. All right. Let's just give him DB help. Fucking safety. Giants, everything. Actually, this could be an interesting opportunity for the Giants to take a quarterback.
I would go Pratt here for sure. 100% Michael Pratt.
All right. Falcons again. Best available. Let's give them. They don't need a center. They really don't need center. I like Jamari Thrash's name so much, man. But we gave him a receiver already. Okay. A lot of running backs are starting to go. Who do they have at safety right now?
Jamari Thrash sounds like a rock star.
Yeah, he does. That's why I like it. Who did they get at safety last year? Bates? And he's been pretty good, right? Give him Tyke Smith. That'd be good. Go Chargers, go. Okay. Let's just give him Carson. because we don't care about that. All right, now the Jets are up again. We need safety help, I guess, at this point, right? Or I guess
Safety.
interior offensive line, right?
I think we need safety more than we need interior line.
Yeah. Oh, sweat.
Dude, I think at this point, man, I would go Jordan Travis, the quarterback out of Florida State. I don't want to miss out. I don't want to miss out on him.
I don't
And
hate
he could be
that.
a really, really good developmental quarterback.
Well, let's just look at what quarterbacks are left, right, real quick. I think you're right, though. It's Travis, not Milton, right?
Milton's not even going to play quarterbacks.
Yeah, right.
Tight end.
Sam Hartman, best hair in the business.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you're right. This might be an opportunity for us to draft the future. Yeah, he can't play next year anyway, so you're gonna have him on IR basically to start the year. Elevate him to the practice squad when he's ready, I guess, right?
You think you need to take him here? You think teams are so thirsty for a developmental injured QB?
Dude, but I think the point is, like, if you're gonna get a guy in, he's got so much talent. He was talked about as being a first rounder.
No. That's not. I'm not. I'm not guessing. I'm not. I'm not second guessing the talent. What I'm saying is, do you think that in the fourth we need to take a guy?
I think
he won't fall.
I don't think he will. That's my thing. Is I think with the talent that he has, someone will take him before the Jets' next pick. I mean, listen, let's take someone else and game it out.
I don't hate this pick.
Dude, I love it, man. He's a great talent.
I don't hate this pick. No,
and dude,
I know that already.
Yeah, and he played well against the best teams.
Yeah, let's take a look at those teams. So Miami's defense is pretty good, typically.
LSU, opening game of the season. Clemson usually has a good defense.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna say Adnan is right. I'm gonna take him.
Yeah, because I just don't want to risk him, not making it to 5.
At this point, we're not doing it. Oh, we do have another 4th round pick coming up. Yay.
Yeah.
Okay. Bears, let's just O-line it. Okay, Jets are back on the clock. Now we can take Cole Bishop. Everyone's happy.
There we go. Got the safety and the quarterback. If this is how the first 4 picks go.
That's a solid balance.
That's an amazing draft.
I earned some reward for some reason. Okay. Select up to 3 teams to get some insight. Okay. Can I do that?
But do you think so that now that too, another thing about that quarterback pick, that's very much a future pick. That's a future focused pick. Yeah. And that's not contributing at all to us this year in any way whatsoever.
It's late enough that it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
I get it, but what I'm saying is like still that it is, but it isn't. I mean, if you're still able to get good. I mean, Puka Nacua was a 4th rounder. You always bring that up, John. So should we really be? Do we even better, even closer to my point? Do you think that Joe Douglas, with his back against the wall the way it is really focused on QB? I mean, we have Tyrod Taylor and we have Aaron Rodgers.
Well, I think when you look at it from if we look at it the way that the draft played out in this mock scenario, you got your tackle, you got a receiver who I think is going to contribute from day one, right? You were able to get the developmental quarterback with a ton of talent, and you were able to get a safety. I think there's
gotta be a home run for everybody. Everyone would
I mean, listen, there's no like hate on that, on if the draft plays out that way for Jets fans. That's great for us. I'm just thinking in the shoes of Joe Douglas. I mean, he has to be leaning more towards what's going to help this team. What are needs that we're going to have this year?
But let's say it works out with Rodgers, right? 2 years, Tyrod, 2 years, because that's his contract. You're done. You need a quarterback for 3 years. I mean, what, we're going to get Archie Manning, basically?
Right. And I also feel and I also feel right with the way that free agency as well went. If you shore up left tackle, if you make the tackle pick, you get another receiver in the 3rd round, like Corley. The rest of the draft is. I mean, the whole draft is dart throws, right? You're hoping you're right, but I think in the 4th round to get a guy who was seen as a first-round talent before he got hurt, I don't think you can risk it. You know, and now maybe they take the safety first and then take him with the 2nd, 4th rounder. Maybe they see if he lasts to the 5th, but I wouldn't risk that, especially because he's kind of lumped in with Michael Pratt. And once Michael Pratt goes, people are like, man, if you want a developmental quarterback, our next chances is Jordan Travis, because I don't believe, like you said, Monty, the next best guy is Joe Milton, and they may move him to tight end, right? So you're kind of really in a tough spot there. So if I were the Jets, I think if you can get, I think the safety could be a day 1 contributor. Corley will be a day 1 contributor. And I think in this exercise, Fuaga is going to be the difference between winning a division and fighting for the 7th seed in the playoffs, right? If you hit those 3 picks, I think you can go Jordan Travis and feel good about it. From
I want
both
to just
sides.
echo real quick. I want to echo the quarterbacks that will be free agents, not after this season, but the next season, if that's fair.
Okay.
I think that's to look at the landscape. All right. So obviously Rodgers, but he'll be 40, I guess 42 at that time.
2 years from now. Yeah, he's 40 now.
Yeah. Okay. We got Geno Smith, 35.4 at the time. Okay. Gardner Minshew. Zach Wilson, Trey Lance will be free. Well, he's probably free right now. Will be free prior to that, right? Tyrod, same thing. Justin Fields, Mac Jones. Pickett will be probably free at that point. Trubisky, Ritter, Willis, Howell.
Nothing. So what you're
Slim
saying is
pickings.
The one interesting name. There's one interesting name that will be free. Brock Purdy.
Ooh.
He's not going to be free.
He's not going to be
He's not going to be free. Get out.
They're not going to let him go.
I understand, but that's when he is a free agent after making less than $1 million a year.
That goes to a Super Bowl in his first freaking year starting.
So, and I think they would have beat Philadelphia 2 years ago if he didn't get hurt.
Which is crazy.
Game, you know, so they're not letting him go. He's exactly what Shanahan wants. Someone that he can control like a puppet, you know, and just pull the strings. He doesn't want
basically what my dad said, right? Yeah. Zach Wilson and Peyton.
Putz around.
Right.
Exactly.
That's fair.
That's fair.
Okay. I guess we can go to final thoughts unless you guys want to cover something else. Is there any Knicks are losing by 4 at halftime. That's what
let's look at those let's do
bring up the spreadsheet.
Bring up the spreadsheet and let's do mocks, just two more mocks from because I weighted it out with Fuaga and Corley. So let's do let's do 2 more mocks with just where we just pick as ourselves.
Let's just do the Jets.
Just pick as the Jets, and
however the board falls, it falls, and then we pick from there.
Exactly, and just do 3 rounds.
All right, it's hard to share 2 screens at once. Do you guys mind if I just do the PFF one and just ignore the spreadsheet?
Yeah, well, let's. Pull the spreadsheet up real quick. Let's just
let's
show what we did.
Yeah, and then we can go back to that,
and then we can go back to that, and then go through it. So
just for those,
so just for those working at home, what we did was, we kind of wanted to come up with somewhat of an objective measure of the total talent that we walk away from the draft with, in the most important parts, which are our first 2 picks. So we don't have a second rounder. So we, basically put this together with the PFF overall score and the RAS, which if you're not familiar at home is the relative athletic score. It's a score of a grocery basket full of measurables from, speed to weight, to height, hand size, and how those measure up versus, every single other person at your position, going all the way back into, I believe the data goes all the way back into the 1980s, 87, if I'm not mistaken. So what we did is we came up with a weighted average for the, for those two scores, we weighted athleticism at a 25% of it, and we weighted the PFF, most recent PFF grade, as 75% of it. This is by no means a scientific score or anything of that nature, but it does take two fairly meaningful, scores and kind of brings them together in a way that, makes it, something that we can look at and measure and do something a little bit differently than everyone else is doing, and give ourselves an idea of, what are we walking away with talent-wise.
Right. Okay. So now that we featured this, I mean, I can kind of hide it as we do the mock draft, right? But basically just look at then Walker was this far down. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, the grade was bad, but the RAS score was fucking ridiculous.
Where's Fuaga? Let's start there.
Fuaga's
high. He's pretty high.
Fuaga's at the top.
He is the number 3 tackle because of Kieran Ahmed. God. This is the Yale kid, right?
Yeah, I just kind of threw those. I didn't do it in any particular. I didn't put this in any particular order here, but if
I sorted it by weighted average.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Yeah, and I fixed your mistake in the formula. I'm gonna just echo that again.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
All right, let's look at all right, so Fuaga, and then let's go to Corley. Fuaga and Corley are pretty high up there, right? I mean, Fuaga is 9th according to the weighted average, and Corley's 15th. So the Jets are walking away with 2 excellent players according to this formula, which you can't ask for anything more than that. According to this, they're walking away with 2 top 15 players.
Yep. All right. Now I'm going to pull up the PFF, right? Can you guys see that? I don't even know because I'm moving so many screens. Oh, I'm not sure.
Yeah, you can kick that off the screen now. People know.
Yeah, and then we can go back to it after we make these 2 picks.
Yep. Excellent work. Okay, here we go. So let's start. I got this in turbo mode, and we're just doing the Jets. Oh wait, I think I did this wrong again because I think I didn't do 7 rounds. So let me start this again. I'm sorry.
Screwing it up again as usual.
Yeah, I did. All right, PFF versus public. I'm not even sure what screen you guys are looking at right now, but I'm setting the settings up for very limited randomness. All right. Okay. Okay, this is John working the internet special.
Yeah, it's a tough exercise for John. He's
I mean, you guys know what I have going on the side right now.
He's getting up there in age, so you know.
It's like old man Tom. All right, so ready? Start. Okay, on the clock. All right, Bowers went to 9. That's interesting. Mitchell went to the Falcons. That's also really interesting.
Wow. Yeah.
Odunze, Tennessee will not draft Odunze, but Alt will go to the. All right, well, you could basically have swapped these, right?
Yeah,
nothing here is unusual though.
I don't think any of this is
all those guys could be gone by our pick. I don't think any of those are guys that won't be gone by us.
So now, if you look at the Jets at 10, I mean, Fuaga is still there.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
Fatanu
is there. Shanu, yeah.
So I really am starting to like Latham more and more, man.
So am I. He's prototypical, man.
Yeah, but I don't know. It reminds me of Becton too much.
They're 2 massive humans.
Just these big guys. I like the trimmer guys. He's like 350, man.
335.
All right, yeah.
How tall is he though? 6'7"?
6'6".
6'6".
Yeah, you guys can read.
6'6". So
all right. Well, let's go Fuaga, right, and then see how we do in the draft, right?
Let's see, because I think that 3rd rounder is going to be very interesting.
All right, Turbo. Okay, here we go. On the clock. We still need more help everywhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
We don't need Fisher, but that would be cool just to kind of lock that down forever, right?
More likely we should just go best available wide receiver here.
Best available wide receiver. So who's there?
All right, so let's filter to the wide receivers. We got Burton, we got Walker, which we like.
Man,
we got Johnny Wilson.
I mean, Wilson's huge. I think he's 6'7". Like he's
6'7". Yes, he is.
Yeah,
he is 6'7". He is larger than most.
Yeah. So I don't like. I think what
Is that the highest by PFF grade or by whatever or what's
Oh,
or highest by projection? What is this?
it's ADP is how they
ADP,
go.
okay,
Ranked
that's
by
ADP
ADP,
there.
but basically they're all these receivers are kind of in the same boat, right?
Yeah.
I would look at what is Devontae's. What
Why
are
does
his
he have no
measurables?
touchdowns, man? Why does he have no
Oof.
touchdowns? Is
I
that
know.
just
How are
because
you?
they're run
That's
heavy?
weird. How are you 6'7"
Yeah.
with no touchdowns? You should just be a giant
I mean,
target.
Travis was not really throwing the ball much. I mean, he had like what 20 and 2. That was his touchdown INT split last year, right? So they were running the ball really
I
heavy.
am just.
And
I
all
would just be
defense.
killing this guy in the corners,
What
in the back of the end zone all day
can
long.
John? Can we see Devontae Walker? Can we see his measurables, like his
Yeah,
height, weight,
sure.
all
Why
that?
not? First
Because I'm
look,
thinking
6'2", 200, very standard.
Yeah,
Yeah. Is not a polished product. I think he's a guy. Oh man.
The
Well,
vertical.
Who are the other?
remember
who are-
this guy. Remember, whoever we draft at this point is going to be fighting with, he's going to be fighting
Lazard
with
and,
Lazard for relevance and possibly step up into that, that Mike Williams role if Mike Williams ends up hurt.
Look how his
for whatever
ADP
reason.
just dropped.
Yeah. Look
Yeah,
that. Or who else is available?
Wonder what happened to him. Yeah, his stock is on the decline.
Right. Burton is interesting too. Solid. Not exciting, but solid. First look, 6 feet, 194. Obviously, he went to Bama. Yep.
I don't know, man. I'm scarred from the Ardarius
Stewart.
Yeah, I don't want a slot receiver from Alabama.
Okay, what about Baker?
I've heard a lot of interesting things, or not heard, but read a lot of interesting things about Baker. Like his
Devontae Walker had a 9.9 relative athletic score.
I understand that.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
I think Walker.
I think he might be the pick. Yeah, I think he might be the pick.
All right, we're going Walker. Okay, cool. We go through a bunch of picks, and then hey, we're back on the clock, right? Let's see. We're not taking the tight end of the future. We have that. Okay, we don't need another cornerback. We definitely don't need running backs.
Dude, go back up. I think I like the safety, the best safety available according to this. He's supposed to be excellent.
Wow, what happened in 2022? He was ridiculous.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Miami was just garbage last year, but I think he has. And 6 foot 205 at safety.
A little lighter. Okay. All right, I'll take it. I'll go the U. All right, cool. That was a lot of group decisioning making there. Okay. Okay. Now I guess we're just loading up an offensive line now, right? Pretty much. Safety. Well, we just took safety, right? So
yeah. So
all right. So basically at this point, it's pretty much a free for all at this point, right? Best available. Oh, Mason Smith. He's a run stuffer, right?
Yeah,
6'6", 315. Jesus.
I mean, that would be an interesting toy for Salah and Ulbrich to play with, you know.
Yeah, and you only have Kinlaw one more year, right? 1 year.
And I think that's where they kind of suffered a little bit with some of the injuries was the run stopping.
Yeah, that's true. Wait, let me go back to Mason Smith's grades real quick. Run defense is garbage. Holy shit.
Yeah, that's weird. That is
weird. All right, pass. Leonard Taylor. I'm just gonna take a look at him. Better pass rusher though.
And his overall, his overall grades are really nice.
Yeah, what do we got here? He possesses power, explosive ability, be an impact player. We don't see that enough, though. He's young, hot, and cold interior, and talented, worth drafting the top 100. Well, Jets do a really good job developing D linemen, right?
Defense in general.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go with another U guy.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Cool.
I mean, they have talented players, man. Like
I'm always good with you guys.
Yeah, their guys produce in the NFL.
Yeah, Miami's like NFLU.
You want to check out quarterbacks now for kicks? We're in the 5th round, I guess,
Oh,
right?
you see? Yeah, he went.
Yeah, Travis did go.
Yeah, Travis went. He's not going to make it to the 5th round, I don't think.
Mm.
I think you go Hartman here. I mean, that's high for him, though.
That is
Hartman,
high.
he's
240. That's like
yeah.
not getting drafted.
Yeah.
What about Austin Reed?
I mean, he can throw to Corley. That's his guy.
Mm.
Let's see these grades.
Oh,
OSU,
if they
not so
drafted-
hot. FIU, decent. Yeah, there's a lot of weird game. Yeah. Just really quick on Hardman, right? I remember Hardman was in QB1, right? That was the little thing. He's got a lot of touchdowns in his fucking career.
Dude, he is really good, man. I don't know if it's an arm strength thing with him
Yeah.
or what it is, but
Wasn't he originally at Wake Forest? Was that right?
Yeah, Wake Forest for I think 4 or 5 years. Then he transferred to Notre Dame.
Interesting. Okay. You want to take Hardman?
I mean, this is really high for him.
Yeah.
240 ADP. This is really high. Let's go back to best available.
Best available.
Yeah, just
Okay.
pick whoever. I mean, I'm only scoring the first two.
From the best in Thomas Morstead.
Yeah.
I'm only
This guy
scoring
did
the first
so much
two.
punting last year because
They're not
garbage.
They're not drafting a backup punter, John.
No, I know. I'm just fucking. How about someone to eventually replace DJ Reed if they don't extend him?
I mean, that's still go back to the top, like the total, like the absolute.
I mean,
top.
it's
running back,
punter, running back.
I mean, linebacker, they could use some depth.
Yeah, okay. I'm good with that. What about you, Monty?
Yep, I'm good. Let's go. Yeah, I want to try to get through a couple more.
Let's go on the clock. More still available.
Let's take the no. They got enough tight ends. I mean, do you take a running back?
Yeah, I'm trying to think running back might be the move here.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. He looks pretty good, Martian Ali.
I've never seen this guy play, but we're gonna draft him. All right, cool. 203. I think that was right before our Mr. Irrelevant pick, right? And I have the last pick. Here we go.
Did this adjust for the trade today or no? It didn't yet, right?
No.
Well, we had this pick, remember, and we gave up this
that's fair. Yep. Okay.
All right, best quarterback. Hardman's still there. You want to make it Mr. Irrelevant?
Yep. Let's do it.
Okay, cool. Let's do it. Yeah.
Cool.
Grading the draft. I've earned another reward. It's probably a discount. All right. You drafted instead of Burton. That was their issue. That's interesting. Okay, so B plus, A minus, B plus, C plus for linebacker, B, C plus.
Overall grade A minus.
I think we did good. Let's give ourselves the golf clap.
Yeah, we did well.
Let's try to get one with where we get Bowers.
Yeah, Monty, you don't play golf, right?
I don't.
Nice.
I like it. I like it though. I want to try it, but I'm not.
I know. I want to get North Carolina. It's such a great place for golf, but I just got to get into it.
Adnan, you have so many golf spots by you. You're an hour away from Tobacco Road. You're like an hour and a half from Pinehurst. Like I was looking because I kind of want to come down. You should. But you better fucking play like 3 days of golf with me minimum.
Yeah, man. Listen, I'll if you come, I will buy clubs and learn on the fly.
I might sell you my old. No, I don't want to sell you my old clubs.
No. Thanks.
No, they just got fitted.
So let's bring up the spreadsheet. Let's see how we did. Kind of.
What I was thinking, final thoughts, but okay.
Yeah. I mean, I honestly, I kind of wanted to see because I've been scoring the first two of each of these ones. So do one more where we get Bowers.
Yeah, let's just do
that's
the
our.
Just the
first 3 rounds.
Football. We're gonna do one more.
Yeah, just the first 3 rounds. We don't have to go all the way through.
Let's fucking do the fucking All right, fine. One more. Let's do 4 rounds. All right, 4 rounds because that's the rest. That's day 2, right?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Let's set our parameters. I'm gonna share screen again. All right, we're gonna do one more. We're snorting fucking mock drafts today, boys.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna do a split between public versus PFF. Okay, I'm gonna do more for positional value. I'm gonna do less randomness because that's just the smart thing, right?
Yeah.
Because
the
this
Jets-
should allow Bowers to fall for 10 if you take
All
the
right,
randomness
let's see if
out.
he even gets to us. Right, start the draft. Ooh. All right,
He's
Bowers. We're taking Bowers.
Yep,
Taking Bowers.
here.
Taking
Yep.
Bowers.
Taking Bowers. Okay. Northern football. All right, next pick on the
So-
clock.
All right.
Blake Fisher, right? Blake Fisher.
Yep. Blake Fisher. There it is.
All right,
This
not
is
so bad. It's pretty good. Okay. Next pick. All right, wide receiver or like tight end.
I say we go back to the safety. Kitchens is really good. I say we go back to him.
Anybody else really interesting that's available though, just for kicks? Okay. Yeah, I'm good with safety here. I guess you don't need receiver at that point because Bowers kind of helps.
Because Bowers
That's
is
what
the
I'm saying.
receiver. Yeah.
I think you're not going to go receiver and tight end. Well, what receivers are available right now? Because
Yeah.
honestly,
See who's there.
See who's
Nah,
there. Because
you wouldn't take that over Travis though.
well, they have another pick in like 2 picks, right?
All right,
So
you got
it's like
Cowling, you got Smith,
Brendan Rice, bro.
Brendan Rice, Jerry Rice's kid.
Yep, take him.
Brendan Rice, Jerry Rice's kid. Fuck it. All right,
And
we got one
now-
more pick.
Can we get Travis here? Is he available?
We get Travis.
Yep, let's do it. There it is.
Wow.
This
There
is
we
the
go.
perfect draft.
Done. Perfect. Way less thought than the last one. Let's see how we did. Bowers over Fuaga. Yep. Okay. Is a better need. Okay. So we got B+ for Bowers. We got, they gave us a D- for Short Travis. Interesting. So we
That's
got
fine,
a B.
though. It's a B, but that's fine, man. If we can get, if you
know,
go, dude, that's a great.
So what's interesting though is that lines up with what I'm seeing here too, because I've been scoring the first couple of each one. The best, which one do you guys think is the best as the highest score of what we did?
I think the third one that we just did is the highest score.
The highest score is Fuaga and Corley.
Okay, that makes sense too.
That's
that
the
makes
highest
a lot of
score.
sense too, yeah.
Based on the second highest score is Fuaga and Walker, and the lowest score is Bowers and Fisher.
Interesting.
And the thing that they just mentioned
that-
was that, and PFF said we should have taken Fuaga over Bowers.
That goes in line. That lines up with what PFF is saying too.
And because I also
All right, so his number 19 will still be Keyshawn Johnson, right?
So I think Fisher is probably the weakest prospect, right? And I think that lines up with what we're saying. If you
They gave us an
wait on
A-. They gave us an A- for Fisher.
They did, however, because it met a need, right? That's their algorithm. But if we look at Monty's spreadsheet, I think
Coleman's the weakest on that one, but Blake Fisher's the second weakest.
wait, is he? Corley was the 15th overall guy on that shit. No, is Fisher higher than that?
No, Coleman. I said Coleman.
Oh,
as far
Coleman,
as
Corley.
as far as tackles, Coleman is the weakest. Tackle.
Right. So I'm saying, of the guys that we took, right?
Right.
What we're looking at is what this is telling me is the Jets can't wait for the third round for a tackle.
Right.
Is what it's telling me, right? Because you look at Fisher out of the. So who did we go? We went Fuaga and Corley.
Mm-hmm.
Then we went Fuaga and Walker. Then we went Bowers and Fisher.
Yes,
right?
correct.
And so that, like I said, it shows that if you're taking Fisher with the third rounder,
and Fuaga Corley was significantly higher than both of them,
right? Because I think Fisher is such a downgrade from Fuaga, right? Like, what's the difference between Walker and Corley?
Right. Yeah. So the difference between Walker and Corley on here, Corley, his weighted average was like a 63.89. It's not out of 100. It's just because of the way that it's done. So his was 63.89 and Walker was a 53.6. So it's a big difference between those two players.
So there's a 10 spot difference or whatever, however you want to word it, right? The way is 10 off. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yes,
and,
I mean,
because Walker, by the way, had a super high RAS score, but his most recent PFF grade was not good, and Corley had a very high recent PFF grade of 82.6. That's very good for a receiver.
So I would say, man, like if the Jets walk out of this with Fuaga and Corley, that's a home run.
Sure,
and they both should be available.
Absolutely. I completely agree with that. And I think that it kind of goes in line. And honestly, even if we look at, so let's say Fuaga, another one, let's look at someone else. Fuaga, Fashanu would still be pretty good. Fashanu would be higher than the other Fuaga. Let's see, Fashanu. Yeah, Fashanu is still pretty high too. So I'm trying to see who else we could get at. Yeah, but you know what though is that it doesn't really work with any of the OTs after Fuaga,
Th-
Fuaga and Fashanu.
That's what I'm saying. So I think it's like if you're looking at based off of this, just kind of I feel like every exercise we do reinforces that taking a tackle at 10 is the best move.
Yep, and taking the best available tackle too.
The best
So
available and not trading down.
yeah,
Right.
yeah, exactly.
So I think,
So no. Let's see. Wait, where was he on here? Not even Latham actually. No. I'm sorry. So Latham is pickable on.
because I think his RAS is probably
Yes.
pretty decent.
Yeah, because
right?
he has a really high. Yeah, he has a really high athletic measurables, and then his
Because
PFF grade was really good.
Yeah,
Last
and
year.
at that
Latham is
size,
really good,
right?
and I know
Yeah.
Joe Blewett's really high on him. Right? I know Joe Blewett's really high on Latham, but
Yeah.
but it is
But
what
yeah,
it
so I
is.
think this just reinforced the fact that tackle is the move at 10.
Yeah, I agree with that too.
Yeah. All right. Final
Cool.
thoughts now.
Final thoughts.
I'm getting gassed. All right, go for it, Adnan.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Knicks have cut the lead to 1. This is going to be a very interesting night. Also, draft night is coming up Thursday night. We're right there. We're going to start, John, I think we talked about it, Monty, starting at 7:45. So we're going to be on a few minutes before the draft starts. We're going to be on live. We'll talk about maybe, like John had mentioned, dropping a link in the description of the video, and maybe somebody can jump in. We'll let you in. We can talk about anything you want to talk about, get some interaction going. But I also think that, again, we've said it a million times. We're right there. We are right there. And this draft can really play out perfectly for the Jets. And I'm going to sound like Donald Trump talking to Mike Pence if the Jets just do the right thing. If the Jets do the right thing and they make the right pick, which is a tackle, this is going to be an incredible draft. So I'm really looking forward to it. There's going to be a lot of things that we're going to hear in the next few days, and I'm really looking forward to it. So best week of the year. Knicks play on Thursday night as well, so we're going to have a lot going on. But yeah, very, very excited for the draft.
Yep. Yeah. So, just, kind of my thoughts here. I think that, you summed it up well, Adnan. We need a tackle and we need a wide receiver. I think everything that we've been seeing, I think with, even in the league, like I said before, the Chiefs won a Super Bowl without a 1,000-yard pass catcher with a bunch of scrubs at wide receiver that, people are making fun of. We have a good quarterback who is accurate. You just need to make sure that the line can protect him and keep him upright. We have an amazing top 5, in my opinion, running back in this league. We have a tight end who I think can be a top 12 guy with Rodgers, giving him some love. I mean, he made Robert Tonyan look like freaking, Gronk for a year. And we have Mike Williams, who is really good at football. So, at this point, I think the best move for the Jets, we really need to focus on taking best available tackle to make sure that we are lined up to, protect Rodgers all season long and into the postseason. And I think that's, and then from there, we can definitely get more. There's more than enough abundance at the wide receiver position. And then at our other needs, like, the Jordan Travis pick, like you said, that's an interesting one. And, safeties are available. Like all the things that we need are out there. We just need to do the right thing, pick it in the right order. I trust Joe D is going to get that done for us, but we will see on Thursday. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you're watching this. Thank you.
Yeah, that last part's pretty important, right? I'm just checking to see. Okay, so the logo stays there. Okay. Basically, yeah. I mean, it's draft week. It's usually it's a great day for all franchises because it just symbolizes hope, right? That's really what it is, right? And the atmosphere of these drafts are just magical. And I remember way back the last one in New York, Adnan and I stood in line to get into the draft, right, for round one, and we didn't, but we got to meet Goodell, Rich Eisen, who gave free tickets to that fucking cougar mom with her fucking son. Remember that, Adnan?
I do. We also met Barry Sanders.
Yeah, Barry Sanders.
Goodell, so it was pretty
Goodell was cool. He laughed at my jersey. It was the Revis jersey with replaceable on the back of it. He laughed at that. You know, I think Goodell's a good egg. I mean, he seems like a cool guy, you know. But I mean, I know a lot of people hate him, but he owns it pretty well, though, at these drafts.
Dude, and listen, right, not to cut you off, I know it's your final thoughts, Sean, but on Goodell, he done exactly what the owners want him to do: grow the game and bring in billions. So back to you, John. Sorry.
Thank you. And obviously, Lisa Ann will be in New York on the Thursday night, so maybe we'll cut this draft show short after pick 10 and our thoughts at pick 10. And I will go hurry over to there and be like, Lisa, I love you, you know, and all that, you know. She'll be at Sapphire 39 starting at 7 o'clock. Anyway, that'd be interesting in itself. I'll probably watch it just to catch up on some of her work later. But yeah, I think tackle is the move, or one of those three receivers are basically one of the two fall to us. I don't know. Joe's probably got something cooking that we just haven't thought of yet, you know. And it's just he does these things, right? He definitely shocks everyone every draft night, right? I mean, like literally, like all three of his, besides 2020, right, which was like, you know, that was a clusterfuck of a draft, right? Because of the COVID thing that happened. So like there was not a lot of movement up or down, you know. And we did move down for Mims, and I don't think it hurt us that much, really. I mean, it could be a Gase pick, but whatever. 2021, he moved up for ABT. 2022, he did what he had to do, right, to get Jermaine and also just hit home runs and Breece Hall, right. Last year, we had the trade was right before the draft to get Aaron Rodgers, right. So like you could say we won that, even though we didn't get to see much of Aaron Rodgers last year, but you know, so. You know, who knows what he's going to do this year? I have faith in Joe D and company, right? That's basically what I'm going to say with that one.
Anyway, Joey trust.
Joey trusts. And final thoughts: Patriots, as you have the third pick, fuck you, fuck the Patriots. Dolphins, as you have pick whatever the fuck you have, fuck you too.
Yeah, I hope they pick a kicker.
Bills, fuck you too. Good luck trying to replace Stephon Diggs that late in the draft.
Not going to happen. Well, go Jets.
Go Jets.
Let's go.
Thank you.